Yo, what up, people? What's going on? We in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? My people, my people, my people. We alive. We in the house. Yeah, we are. We in the house. We in the building. Welcome back. What's up to my people? What's up to my moderators? It's time for the moderators. It's time for the moderators. It's time for the moderators. It's time. I've been to Baltimore a few times. What's up now? Hold on a second. Let me give a chat. There we go. Chat's in the building. What's up to Ebony and Buck Bewley? Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up? The amazing Ebony shouting out crime. And Buck Bewley in the building shouting out everybody. That's it, man. That's it. That's it. That's all. Yo, and shout out to Black Mamba, wherever you are, sister. Yo, man, what's going on, man? It's Friday night, man. Yeah, I don't even want to. Look, you know. Hope everybody had a good week, man, and about to have a better weekend, I hope. You know, I remember those days I used to have weekends. Used to look forward to them. And I still like weekends, don't get me twisted, because my kids are off. You know what I'm saying? Kids are off on weekends. When you're a parent, you always on. So we always on around here. Even if I'm not live streaming, I'm busy. You know what it is, man. It's life. Life be lifing. I said life be lifing, don't it? Finesse Fly, what's up, man? Black Rose in the building. Life be lifing. Man, the things we do. 4 sailors in the house as well as AT. My people, my people, my people. They came through, man. That's all right. I'm glad to see y'all come through, man. And they be beating me up on the boards out here, man. They be crashing the boards on me. On the YouTube side of the game, man. I don't know what it is, man. They be trying to go after a brother, man. So I need your help. I said I need your help tonight. We're gonna do what we do here. H Stacks in the house. Damn, what's going on, fam? Who's struggling, man? Who's at 8 stacks? Face drooping, hand spotting like a. Oh, you talking about? Are you talking about Trumpy Trump? For sale, talking about Trumpy Trump. Elizabeth Lundy's in the building. Kyle Lasour's in the house. Selling Hope is here. Thank you, guys. Man, I'm telling y'all. You know what I'm saying? And look, if you're live on Facebook or on X, I say what's up to y'all too. We're there. We're on those platforms as well tonight. Okay, I'll take that. So, man, anybody got any stories to tell besides me? Anybody got any stories to tell tonight, fam? What's going on, man? What y'all got to say, man? What's up? Tell me the truth now. You ain't gotta lie to me. So, Cameron Johnson. And we've been covering a lot of stories here on the Tim Black Show, right? Anybody new to the show, man? We do U.S. politics, breaking news, and black culture. Yo, yes. And it's going down, Johnson. Life comes at you fast for sale. I see it too. So Trumpy Trump. Oh, Trumpy Trump. Look. It's going to be what it's going to be, baby. Man, I was taking some notes. What was this, man? You know what I do, guys? Whenever I have a good idea, or I think it's a good idea in the moment, I take out my phone and I start typing it. Yeah. Man, y'all ain't gonna believe this, man. I got a nice little something. I got something to put down today, man. It's a couple weeks ago. I woke up out of my sleep and I was like, it was early. Everybody else was asleep. It was pitch black. I said, you know what? I got a thought. I had one of those great thought moments, man. And when I get those great thought moments, man, I get to typing on the phone. And it was something that it kind of dawned on me. It's like a premonition. You know what I'm saying? One of those weird things that you can't put your finger on it. You half awake, but you half sleep, but you half awake. I know I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one. Yeah, so that happens, man. I got the best dream. I had the best dreams. I'll be flying in my dreams, rescuing people, getting big bags of money. Sometimes in my dreams, I end up with so much money, I don't even want to wake up. I had a dream I was chilling out with 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg. We was sitting there smoking weed, and I was like in the middle of it. In the middle of the dream, Snoop was like, yeah, what's up, my brother? You know what I'm saying? You know, for shizzle, my brother. And I was like, man, I don't know you. He said, sure you do, bud. Come on, brother, man, nigga, you know me. I was like, nah, man, it's a dream, man. How am I gonna be sitting here with Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent? 50 was like, man, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about when you're dreaming. I never will listen to this thing, man. I say, man, this ain't real, man. Tired of these dreams making me think I know important people that's going to bankroll the Tim Black show and it turned out to be nobody. I woke up mad as hell, man. Don't you hate that when that happened? You have $5 million in a suitcase and wake up and be looking for the suitcase like, oh, man. Let me go back in the dream and get the suitcase, man. Let me get back in the dream and get the suitcase, man. Dang. Nah, man. But you know what? I had this thought, fam, and I want you to follow me on this, man, because this is crazy. And this is not a dream as colorful as having Snoop Dogg or 50 Cent as your homies, right? Or meeting Chris, or having drinks with Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. Because I've had them dreams too. And of course, there's dreams I'm not going to mention. This is a PG-13 show. No, check this out, guys. And not with them either. Pause. No, Tim, that's homophobic to say pause. I thought it was just funny. Because people got dirty minds. So pause means stop having a dirty mind. Why I gotta be homophobic? I make everything, take the fun out of everything. So I stopped rocking with progressives. Can't say nothing. Might as well go back and be a Jehovah's Witness again. Can't even say dag. You know, Jehovah's Witnesses can't even say dag or shoot. I couldn't even say the word luck in my house. My mom said, that's superstitious. That's superstitious. All right, so anyway, back to this, man, back to this. I know it ain't got nothing to do with politics. I'm about to get to the politics part. Check it out. I said, Black America 101. Black people are so marginalized. When we support ourselves, liberals call it supporting white supremacy. Yo. I said, Black Americans are so marginalized. We can't root for ourselves. We can't think for ourselves. We can't try to help ourselves. We can't try to build for our people. When we do, they say, you're supporting white supremacy, Tim Black. Excuse me? Yes, you're supporting white supremacy, Tim Black. You're being fooled by propaganda. Let's say, no, I'm supporting Black American advancement, jobs, and resources, fool. They say, no, because you support deportations. That's going to impact the Latinos. Yeah, man. The entire concern is Latinos and white Americans and no concern for Black Americans. And if you even voice any concern for Black Americans, I mean, I've had people that said, Tim, you my dog. I love you, Tim Black. You my brother, man. I've been watching you for years. Then when I started advocating for Black Americans and saying, look, we get so discriminated against, we can't have a bunch of people coming to the country. It's just too many options. They're already going to pick somebody else over us. They stopped being my friend quick, fast, man. Oh, you can never see people run so fast. Because they weren't really my friends. They don't think Black people deserve in their own country to be taken seriously. We're a mule. Black people are the mule, and everybody else gets to ride us to the promised land. That's all we are. We the hired hands. Yeah, man. Now, don't get it wrong. Democrats do want you Latinos to be the new hired hands. When I say Latinos, I mean new immigrants. The new undocumented people, not Latinos, not Latino Americans who, born here and all that shit. That's different. You got 50% of the houses. 50% of Latino Americans have their own cribs. You pass Black people. Man, so it's just crazy, family. Like, these types of thoughts be coming to me. And I'd be like, mad sometimes when they do, because I can't even lie to myself when I wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, man, why did I have to have such a deep thought? I wake up thinking these things. I go to sleep thinking about this real stuff, and I wake up thinking about real stuff. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. It's tough, man. It is tough when you think like that. But here goes something. Now, this is sad, folks. But you haven't heard this anywhere else. And unless you tell somebody, I probably won't hear it nowhere else, right? You telling people, they're going to use my stuff. I never heard of a lawsuit against a company because they were hiring Black Americans over Latinos. Yeah. I never heard of it. But I studied several lawsuits where companies were refusing to hire Black Americans. Yeah. And look, I'm willing to be corrected. I said I'm willing to be corrected, just to educate me, because I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it, fam. How can supporting Black Americans be considered supporting white supremacy? I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm Black. So how is that supporting white supremacy, man, when you're supporting Black people? How's the same thing? This is how bad the progressives have screwed up Black people, man. There are Black people that think this. Just like there are Black people that think that Officer Tatum is a straight up brother. Officer Tatum is a that. Usually the people that think that, they're not from America, so they fooled easily. You would have thought they could have figured it out when the officer part came up. But nah, I gotta imagine there's some good brothers out there doing police work. I hope so. I said I hope so. I've dealt with a couple Black cops. A couple were bad, a couple were good. You never know. You never know. They sabotage us into not fighting back. They use social pressure to whip the justice out of us. And you know what? It's like crazy, because when you here's the deal, man. When you hear somebody like a Nick Fuentes talk, you basically is saying what Black people need to be saying about white people, though. That's what he's basically doing. You can insert any group of people and do that. Like, nah, I guess it's different. He is a little muskratty type person, though, isn't he? Hey, first of all, I'm just done now. They like it, though. They admire it. I'm sorry, man. If you're a black man and you look like you could beat somebody's ass, I don't know, man, if people are going to respect you like that. But you can beat Napoleon. He's got a little Anglo in him. Mexican and Anglo, so I guess it's like, Probably got elevators in his shoes. Listen, man, it's all about the aptitude and the way people think. It's not about anything else. And as long as you think these things, and you think again, and I will tell you, I'm really tired of black people. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Come the apocalypse. Let's see how you sound when Jerome is your only opportunity, your only way of staying alive to defeat the zombies. They're about to come in the room, and it's you and a big black dude. And you're going to need his help. Yo, man. If we stand up for our women and our families, they call it patriarchy. If we stand up for our women and our families, they call it patriarchy. It's called toxic. If we stand up for our jobs, they call it xenophobia. Yeah, I got down on this, didn't I? I did my thing on this. I said, if we stand up for our families and our women, that's called the patriarchy, toxic patriarchy. Then they tell me some shit about a podcast called Rice and Peas or something. He's really dropping the dimes. Really? Never a black man scared to be a black man. Never a black man won't stand on business. Cowering to them Democrats. Correct me if I'm wrong now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I keep hearing Markler. It just sounds too Markler-Marshillish. They be just, and they don't believe that. Mark got like 4 kids from 3 different women. Talking all this. Use their PhD in getting draws off women. Getting women to come out the drawers. That's where his PhD came from. Someone told me, Tim Black, man, a lot of these progressive type brothers, man, they be chasing all the women. Van Jones, Mark Lamont Shell, Dr. Jason Johnson, Van Lathan. But they could be lying though. I don't know what they do. So they be chasing the same girls the rappers be chasing. Got a little name, they be chasing the same girls, the same women rappers chase, they do the same thing. They just play some Luther when they doing it, that's all. They used to play R. Kelly. Yo, man, stop, man, done. Stop recording, man. If we stand up for our jobs, they call it xenophobia. If we stand up for our morality, they call it homophobia. Yeah, we on one tonight. Yeah, I'm on one tonight. I'm not afraid of gay people. I just don't believe that same-sex marriage needs to be taught to my 4-year-old daughter. That's all I'm saying. In fact, she's only 3. They be like, hater. I mean, it's sad, fam. It's sad. Look, man. Stand up for what you believe. I don't care what these people say, man. We got our families to raise. Online is not a real place. I said online is not a real place, man. Do what you got to do for your family. Bump the rest. These people crazy, family. Half of them talking this mess, they're not even living like they profess it. It's do as I say, not as I do. Man, I love y'all, man. We're going to have a good show tonight, man. I said we're going to have a good show tonight because I'm going to speak truth to power. You want to speak truth to power. And we're going to be having this great conversation because this ain't a show. This is a conversation, fam. If you support independent media, this is a good place to start. Order your Tim Black mug. Go to timblackmug.com. It's $20 for this legacy mug. It's people. Politics for the people, man. Because that's the only politics that matters. I can't see why you would support anything other than politics for the people. So that politics for the Democrats, that's politics for the corporations. That ain't politics for the people, fam. Come on now. Come on now. Come on, Cletus. Walk over. I said you walk over, but you're limping back. Man, we've been doing it. We were on the 10 with the Charlie Kirk stuff, man, but I feel like people kind of losing interest. See why I feel like people losing interest in the Charlie Kirk stuff, the Charlie Kirk content. I figure most of America still don't know who he is. Man, H-Stack said, hey, man, see, there it is. Keith Sweat. See, what's up, H? You right. See what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You're on the same vibe I'm on, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what they do. Some Don, was it, a lot of singers back, man. A lot of singers left us. And I don't mean past, but I mean, it was a lot of singers, man. I remember the Neo Soul era was dope, wasn't it? Carl Thomas. Damn, it was a whole string of dudes, man. It was killing it. It was a whole bunch of like R&B, but they weren't R&B, but R&B between R&B and hip hop, but not really hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like Chico DeBarge. How many life sentences did Chico DeBarge get? Like 6 or something? I don't know what he did. Them DeBarges, man. I haven't watched their special, but I heard they was in everything, man. Just wake up in the morning to a line of coke or something. Just But I remember a time, man, when music was really dope, man. Tonight we got politics as usual, fam. And politics as unusual. Right here on the Timberlake Show, we got some stuff to cover. I'm glad you made it to the program. All right? And this show is a part of a series of shows that I do called live streams. I do them 4 days a week, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Share this on your social media. Let people know that you watch the Timberlake Show. It helps us in the algorithm, fam, because this algorithm is a beast, man. Nah, man, the algorithm don't love us, man. It don't. I saw Tessa Figueroa was on CNN. Give it up for Tez. Yeah. I ain't got nothing to say, man. Homegirl does well. Yeah, man. I'm looking around. I see Tez on CNN. Who else? I saw somebody else. Amazing Lucas is on Piers Morgan. Give it up for Amazing Lucas. Hey, look, y'all. Look, real talk. Amazing Lucas, there are videos out there about that brother, man. He was on a real tear, almost at 1 million. And then he started supporting reparations, and he lost half his people. Had to start all over, kind of. So just letting people know that Amazing Lucas is amazing. Man, I think about Jesse Lee Peterson every time I say amazing. Amazing. He said amazing, but there's nothing amazing about Jesse Lee. I'm just, how the hell? But I noticed that, man, a lot of conservative white folks, man, they like brothers that are talentless. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of mediocre and touched. I don't mean no harm, man. You know, on the spectrum a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Am I tripping? I said, am I tripping, y'all? It doesn't seem like they like people on the spectrum. Like the black conservative perspective, don't he seem a little bit autistic? I'm not knocking autism. I just noticed, I'm just paying attention. And you don't get mad at me because I'm paying attention. Dude seems slow. You know he had on headgear in grade school. Come on, man. You can't tell. Come on. It's not many conservative people that I met that I seen online, black conservatives. It's not that many black conservatives that I know were popular in high school that don't have an axe to grind with the black community because they never really fitted in. It's just something I noticed. Next time you're on a conservative black person's channel, check them out, see if I'm right. Ask yourself, did this black person have a lot of black friends? That's all, just ask yourself that. And sometimes when you're on progressives channels, ask yourself the same thing. Because sometimes, man, if they're black progressives, I don't know, man. I could be wrong. It's just something I notice. It's something I notice. I pay attention. Because I always give respect what, respect is due. I try to. I give respect. I try to give respect when respect is due. I'm just noticing a trend. Y'all see the little Terrence guy that was with Trump? See what I'm saying? Think about what I'm saying. I know some of y'all want to dismiss and say, Tim hate. Nah, man. Think about the short dude, Trump's guy. You know him? Come on, man. I was in a car accident. I need to raise money. I'm just saying, man. It's just something I noticed. I could be wrong, but I stand by it. I got to be proven wrong. I ain't going to accept wrong out the box. Prove me wrong. Look, guys, I noticed that Steven Crowder was sour. We ain't call him Steven Crowder no more. We call him Steven Sour. He was mad with Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk took his whole thing. Yeah, you know, Steven Crowder used to do that thing where he would go to college campuses, prove them wrong. Remember that 2014, 2015? Remember that? He started that shit. And it didn't go nowhere for him. Then, like, Charlie took it over. To the moon, Alice. To the moon, Alice. To the moon. Anybody else notice that? I didn't notice it until I saw him talking shit to Megan. He was on the show with Megyn Kelly. I was looking at it. I was like, I'm going to do a video about this. And he was in his feelings. I should have warned Charlie. I should have warned him. Because when I was going to the college campuses doing my Prove Me Wrong tours, I used to get all these death threats. And I didn't tell anybody. Yeah, they threatened to kill me. And one time, they tried to do something to my car. And one time, man, sit your ass there. Sit there. Make it up. Trying to act like you was Charlie Kirk. They already tried to do it, man. I'm telling you, man, they all just competing against each other. Yeah, man, it's a cool-off. Brandon is going after Candace. It's a cool-off right now. Brandon like, I want to be next up. Massa died. I want to work in the big house. He mad because Candace like, you ain't got to let me work in the big house. I'm going to take the big house. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm going to get all the views. Make all the money. Brandon over there mad. Stop making all the money. I'm about to perk out. I'm about to get mad. I'm about to blow a gasket. I'm about to throw a tantrum. I said, look at this. Brandon going after Candace. Another incident of white. Is this another case of black on black crime? Brandon going at Candace. Now is not the time to be doing conspiracy theories, Candace. Oh, shut up, Brandon. Just shut up. I should have told Charlie you weren't worth it. You were never one of us. You were never one of us. You never could be. She sound like Snoop in the Wild a little bit. You were never one of us. You never could be. How my hair look, man? You all right, girl? Yeah, if you're a political commentator, can recite famous scenes from The Wire, and they black, I already know some people come to mind. I know they can't. I'm of the culture, guys. Hey, man, it's Friday, man. It's a couple of them, man. I'm like, come on now, y'all. Don't do me like that. Don't be putting me with these people that you know not real. I'm of the culture, guys. Come on. My name is Tammy Tam. Superstar. Yeah. I'm gonna cut the comedy. That's it. Cause I gotta get ready to show. It's really serious. It's serious. It's so sincere. It's important not to fall for the okie doke. And it's all laughs and jokes until it get real. We talk about the future of the black community, the future of the working class, the future of this entire country is on the line. I try to convince white people that there go black people. The way black people go, so will go the country. I'm trying to make us all understand we are truly in this together, though we don't want to accept that. As Black America sits here at 14% of the population, it's going to require us working with others. We got our work cut out for us, I will tell you that. And we're going to do some business tonight. Let's do some light work, guys. Let's get going. I'm down if you're down. Don't forget, go to Join Tim Black to become members of the Tim Black Show. Official members. We're talking VIP members. I got no problems calling them out. Let's go.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
We are following several breaking stories tonight at 6. First, we are learning new details about the Delta State University student Demontravian Trey Reed's cause of death after his body was found hanging from a tree on Monday. 12 News' Cameron Smith joins us now with more on how Reed died. Cam?
Byron, according to the state medical examiner's office, Reed's death has been ruled a suicide. According to the Cleveland Police Department, the final toxicology results may take 2 to 4 weeks to complete. His body was found around 7:30 Monday morning, hanging from a tree near the pickleball courts on the Delta State University campus. The coroner's office arrived about 30 minutes later and confirmed his death. Reed, who died at 21 years old, was in his first year of school at Delta State. Cleveland Police Chief Travis Trivel released a statement that reads in part, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers remain with Reed's family and friends during this very difficult time. We want to encourage anyone who is struggling to reach out for help," end quote. And police revealed they gave their FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office all of the files and investigative material for this case.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Okay, hold tight there, folks. I want to give you updates on this. I noticed people were reporting on this. We got some people reporting on the brother, this young brother, Mr. Reed, and they are very giddy. We got some skyballs. We got some slimeballs reporting on this story. Some of them are way too giddy about the death of a young black man. In fact, they're taunting progressives because they always in a progressive versus conservative game. Talking about they lost their minds because of this death being ruled a suicide, not anything other than that. Well, you know, that's what they already say. They always say it's a suicide, goofy. But I bet if this was a white kid and it looked suspicious like a pack of brothers did it, all my conservatives that are talking smack, my black conservatives, and I guess and white conservatives too. I guess I'm guessing a good portion of them, because I can never say all. I've been corrected on this. They wouldn't so quickly listen to the medical examiner. They'd be skeptical too. They want a private autopsy, which is kind of customary in these types of situations. Now, as it pertains to black Americans who are found hanging from trees, it's almost always ruled a suicide. That's the first unless they see a sign of struggle, that's what they do. So nothing's new about that. The Boulevard County Coroner's Office and the Mississippi Medical Examiner conducted an autopsy with preliminary results on September 18th and full confirmation on September 19th. That's today. The cause of death was ruled suicide by hanging. No evidence of foul play. They got no lacerations, no contusions or compound fractures, directly addressing rumors of a broken leg. People were saying he had a broken leg. Where'd they get this information from? I don't know. Please let me know where you got the information, because I didn't see anything about a broken leg in any of the documentation. Who told you a broken leg? No defensive wounds or signs of a struggle. Toxicology and other tests are ongoing. This is what I'm waiting to hear about. But the manner of death is definitively suicide based on the examination. Cleveland Police Chief Travis Tribble and university officials have stated the death aligns with an initial investigation showing no external involvement. Reed's family, represented by civil rights attorney Ben Crump, has expressed skepticism and is awaiting the full toxicology reports, which he would need to do, which is what you should do, which is definitely the correct route. People say, why was Benjamin Crump on these cases? I used to say that too. I used to say, oh no, here come Crump. But the fact of the matter is, no matter what my personal feelings are about a guy who won't return my emails, then I'm almost certain Roland Martin told him not to work with me. The truth is the truth. Crump can get you publicity. Who's not going to take that in a time like this? Now, here goes the good news I got to offer. Or bad news. It's just news. NFL former quarterback, Colin Kaepernick has agreed to fund the private autopsy for the family. Yeah. So often we got bad things to say about some of our celebrities. It's good when a celebrity does something like this, and you can say, you know what, let's acknowledge that. There's no reason not to. There's absolutely, in my opinion, nothing in it for him. So can we big that up a little bit? You know what I'm saying? We should big that up because, yeah. He has a Know Your Rights Camp autopsy initiative. This supports families seeking unbiased reviews in cases involving Black deaths. The initiative will cover all costs once Reed's body is released by the state medical examiner's office, which is expected soon. Crump announced this on September 19th, that's today, emphasizing the family's push for transparency and community distrust of local authorities. So the community does not trust the medical examiner, the police, Delta State University, any of it. And why should they? There have been several mysterious incidents involving Black men and hangings in the area over the last few years, since 2000. So anyway, we're going to keep our focus on this. And I want to be clear, man, because I want to be clear about where I stand just for commentary purposes. I'm hoping that this case comes back with no foul play. It's not how it comes back will not. Okay, how can I say this? Because this is bad. How do I say it? No matter which way the autopsy comes back, it's a bad situation. But if it comes back and there's no sign in the toxicology report, for instance, and if the independent autopsy produces nothing, it may come back that all you can do is rule a suicide. That may be possible. And if that's the case, people can go into the business of just healing. There's nothing wrong with holding authorities accountable in doing an investigation. When we say we want investigations to take place impartially, transparently, and fully, competently, efficiently, legally, doesn't mean we damn near know what the result will be. That's what I see. That's the thing that pisses me off about some of the people that I differ with in this political space. That's not what it means. It just means just what I just said. I don't know what the outcome of the investigation is going to be, but we're saying, due to our skepticism, we want an investigation done and we want to make sure it's done right. That's what justice is about, fool. We don't know what the outcome's going to be. We can't see through walls and bricks. We can't smell buttermilk biscuits a town away like you can, cool. Okay? We can't do it. All I'm trying to say is, when you want an investigation, that's a just thing to do. That's the least you want to do. I mean, if somebody you love turned up deceased and you didn't understand why, you want to find out too. It's just horrible, man. Some of these people are horrible, man. Man, damn it, they should have never gave you, should never gave you money. They should never let you know you can make money doing this. Horrible, no ethics. No soul, no spine. And no friends. What did I tell you about having friends? All right, guys. We'll see what happens. Either way, we're going to stay on top of it all the way. All right. Next.
Now more than ever, we're short of workers. We have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Yeah, they're saying the quiet part out loud, aren't they? And that's what it was always about, fam. It's what they wanted. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, they're starving in their country, Tim. If they couldn't come here and work, what would they do? That ain't why they let those people in here dumb. Let them in here because they want new ninjas. Problem is, we got ninjas here that can't find homes, work, sustainable work. Schumer's being honest for once in his lifetime. For once in his life, he found no reason to lie. No reason to lie anymore. This is what they wanted, man. This is what they're doing. A pathway to citizenship. I told people, man, I say, look, while these people are sitting around pissing and complaining about Donald Trump, and don't get it twisted, I got things I don't like that Trump does, but I got my eyes focused on a couple of things. One of those being immigration. See, I'm from a group of people that are getting obliterated. Black people are getting obliterated. Black Americans are getting obliterated. And it's important. And we are to stave off the obliteration. We can't keep having people like Joe Biden in office. And I'm sorry, but Kamala Harris said she would do exactly what Joe Biden said he was doing. She said there was no different. I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing. I can't think of a thing I would do that Joe Biden didn't do. So the Democrats are very clear, transparent that what they want to do is bring in as many undocumented people, quickly make them documented and legal, and just go ahead and make black folks be the unimportant, legislatively neutered, right? Cannibalized class that fills up the prisons. And that's about it. And apparently that's okay for some folks. They're good with it because they're more concerned about people calling them names like xenophobe than actually making sure their kids going to be okay. Yeah, man, you can't get caught up in that. Is that xenophobic? Right now in Mexico, what's going on, folks? Right now in Mexico, last I checked, Mexicans were kicking out Americans out of Mexico. Why? Because they was running up the price on stuff. They coming over there and saving money, but being able to pay more money for rent and housing or whatever, and outpricing Mexicans. So they started riding in the streets like, get these gringos out of our country. Don't come in here gentrifying our country. Get your ass back to America. I don't remember anybody calling them racist. No one said they were working with white supremacists. No one said it. Funny how that works. So Chuck Schumer said the quiet part out loud is right there for everybody to see. Joe Biden did not make a mistake. He didn't fall asleep. He knew that people was coming in here. He left the door open on purpose. He knew the milkman was coming by. He did it on purpose, and there's an agenda. And I've asked people many times, the critics, the people that used to be my friends, the people that used to rock with this channel, hey, left me like, it's crazy that I'm surprised I'm able to do anything, guys. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I mean, I took a hit when I came out for reparations. When I left the Bernie squad, it came out fully for reparations, to be damned. I was in purgatory for 3 years. Then when I came out supporting immigration reform in the form of cutting off immigration, when I came out against them converting undocumented people into citizens, I had another mass exodus. We'd be at like 500,000 if I wasn't so damn black. Black America, you know what I'm saying? That's what we'd be. We'd be at 500,000 if I wasn't such a damn, if I wasn't so strong about being a black American. Because those are two issues that did me. It wasn't no scandal. Nothing happened. I didn't run those scams. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. With the same wife and kids, same home, everything's the same. But I stood on business for two black issues that I feel are two of the black issues of our time, of my life. You think any of these people threw a bone to a brother? Hell nah. Don't do nothing stupid like that. Or maybe if I was really bad at what I do, maybe they would. You know what I'm saying? Then it's okay. Then they feel like, well, let me help a brother out. He ain't no threat. Yeah, when you whack, people help you. Yeah, when you suck, people want to take you on tour. I learned this in real life, fam. If you are good at what you do, people don't want to rock with you. I learned this in the comedy business. Come on, Tim, come with me and perform comedy. I'm like, dog, I don't even know nothing about comedy. He said, well, you got 2 months. Put together 5 minutes. Man, I was up every night studying punchlines, openers, toppers, writing sets, working on it online, working on it. And so by the time I got, and I'd already known how to do work for the crowds because I did that in public speaking. Man, I went on tour, man, and started doing well. About 6 months in, he was like, this ain't working out. What'd I do? Nah, man, it just ain't working out. You know what I'm saying? Just ain't working out. Hey, look, guys. Real talk, man. It don't matter. It does not matter. What matters, fam, is that we stand on business. Chuck Schumer said it best. They need the people. They're doing it for a reason. That's the reason. Now, Chuck Schumer said that he knew there were cameras running. He knew there were cameras running. It's not a secret. He didn't whisper it. It wasn't on an open mic. He was in the bathroom on his cell phone or something and still had his mic on or something. I don't know, something crazy. Like when Jesse Jackson was cussing out Obama on an open mic, didn't know the mic was on. Remember that? I already do. What I'm saying is, they couldn't be honest about what their intentions were. But now they're honest because black people ain't no threat. They know they got people in the pocket clobbering and gonna dance as long as the music's playing. Roland ain't gonna complain, and neither is anybody in his squad, or those couple yes men and yes women. Who's gonna say something? Except true grassroots media. The rest ain't gonna say anything. They're gonna be just as quiet like church mouses. So why not say it publicly? Why not say it to the hills? Why not yell it with a bullhorn? Because black people ain't going to do anything about it. We got a bunch of boomers. That's where all our money is. And they'll back anything that Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Clyburn say. What, Hakeem Jeffries going to do something? Come on, man. Is you crazy? Ayanna Pressley going to stand on business? Yeah, right. They give long speeches, long winding speeches that can lead us to nowhere. They give you a long speech. It don't add up to anything. At the end of it, it's a kumbaya moment. And at the end of the day, we sitting outside, everybody else inside, drinking wine and shit. We outside tying up the horses. That's what it is. But as long as those few black faces get in those high places and keep their jobs, and their kids can get braces, they don't care who replaces us. All right, guys, let's keep it moving. I'm Tim Black. Hit the like button if this makes any sense. It's Friday night here on the Tim Black Show, and we got more content. Let's keep it going, Tim Black. Please, Tim Black, keep it going, my brother. All these dope people online watching this show. Damn it. 2,750 people.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
And what do you make Pam Bondi saying she's going to go after hate speech? Is that, I mean, a lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech.
She'll probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Maybe they'll come after ABC. Well, ABC paid me $16 million recently for a form of hate speech, right? Your company.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Yeah. I don't like this one, Jack. I don't like this one. Yeah, this one's tough. Yeah, hate speech, huh? That's what it is. That's what it is. We're going after hate speech. See, here's the problem with going after hate speech. One man's hate is another person's speech. It's particularly the way that Trump uses it. He considers people bad-mouthing him as hate speech. I don't think it is. They can just hate you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you are the president. People have strong feelings about presidents. You know what I'm saying? It's not how can I say this? Like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather got a lot of hate. You know what I'm saying? But was it hate speech because people was running his name down? No. It was just because to put asses in the seats, he was willing to be the bad guy. And being the bad guy paid and made a lot of money. And it increased his overall purse. The amount of money he could make per fight was exponentially increased because people would come out to see him lose. Just as many people came out to see him win that came out to see him lose. Someone told me long ago, you can't be really big in a game if you can't make people hate you. That's why Charleston White's doing so well. He makes people hate him. And they just watch more of his content. I know that some people think he lost his mind. Nah, I think maybe the amount of black people that were pissed off that were watching him and kind of, who hate watch, he kind of tape it off and he needs to get another group to hate him. Charleston White's really greedy. So Charleston started going after Charlie Kirk fans because that's a big group of people. And if they hate him, if they watch him to cuss him out, he'll really make money. Sorry, Charleston. My bad, Charleston. I had to tell them. Some of them don't get it. They don't know. They think they know. But here's the deal. I don't like this for paying body. I don't like it at all, Johnson, because the way that they're going to classify hate speech is going to be directly opposed to us. And I wish, I'm really disappointed because, if he does anything, Biden will probably, or whoever, the next Biden will keep it in place. The next Biden will keep this in place because the left loves censorship. They're trying to censor you for telling jokes in comedy clubs. I don't remember the right. People say, Tim Black, the Republicans are not supportive of free speech. The Republicans cancel you for dumb shit. I agree. They boycott. They boycott because of dumb things like a spokesperson for a beer. Well, what's even a spokesperson? A trans woman. I don't know. She got a case of course. I don't even know what it was now, guys. It's been so long ago. What I'm saying is, it's just whack. Okay, so I agree. Dumb reasons, right? But the left or progressives or liberals, I don't even know what they are, Johnson. These people that complain about everything, fam, they complain about everything. And believe me, a joke that says any jokes, any music, whatever they can go after, they're going to go after it. That's what they were doing. America ain't going to be America no more. The only things that keep America tolerable, both parties are dead set on destroying that shit. That's what I see. I see both parties ganging up on making America hard to love, Johnson. I mean, you already got to be stupid as hell to love it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Once you really know the history, we didn't win World War II. They lied to us. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. People used to eat people. You know what I'm saying? Feed babies to alligators. When you start learning all this stuff, it's like, Jesus Christ, man. And now, all of it, 2025, we find out what? They're trying to take away the only things that make even the lies bearable to lie about. I mean, at some point, Johnson, we just going to stop wanting to lie and everybody just going to run to Canada or something. If Canada's worse, don't go to Canada. Canada's worse. Their hate speech laws will bankrupt you. You think America's bad. You know what it is? But see, the thing is, I truly blame the Democratic Party. I blame corporate media. I know you want to know why. Let me tell you why. It's because it's the Democrats who caused this. See, yeah, it's Trump doing it, but they've been messing with Trump for 10 years. Look, guys, listen. They bullied Trump as much as they could try to bully his ass. They try to send him to jail for dumb shit. Giving a woman $10,000 to be quiet about an affair he had 10 years ago that was a one-night stand. They found out about it and wanted to sue him and try to lock him up for it. Do you understand that? Do you know how many politicians, notable people, celebrities, whatever, have had similar situations you've never heard about? Have had relationships and they didn't want anybody to talk, do this, and paid off people, had them sign non-disclosure agreements. Lots of them. But none of them were on the verge of going to jail for it. Okay? Matt Lauer, he used to work for ABC. He was a big guy. Remember this? He used to fly to work every day in a helicopter, and he was working in New York, and he lived in New York. And he still flew a damn helicopter in every day. He had a special button under his desk to lock his door. So he wouldn't have to get up to assault women. He could just lock the door and be like, you can't leave. You can't leave. It's a lot of disgusting, degenerate things that have gone on in this country. And the only person they wanted to go after to lock up for was Trump. Even when Trump wasn't even a president, even when Trump, they tried to bankrupt him and take all his money away and keep him tied up in court. They ran black women that were greedy for opportunity at him. And now they're sitting twisted in the wind because he won and he's back. And they're enemy number one. Letitia James is going to go down. Fani Willis just lost her appeal. It's over. So yeah, you're looking at Trump, you're looking at what he's doing, you're seeing the reaction. You're seeing the rabbit get the gun is all you're seeing. That's not me being partisan. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just not a supporter of bullshit. I don't support the Democrats either. That's what people are not used to. It sounds like Trump love. It's not. It's called looking at a situation, not trying your best not to be biased, and just calling it as you see it. Basically, it's what all those reporters that you watch are supposed to do, but they never do. And you never stop watching them while they do it. This shit I'm saying is what Joey Reid's supposed to be saying. This is what Rachel Maddow is supposed to say. This is what Chris Hayes is supposed to report. This is what Don Lemon's supposed to do. None of them do it this way. This is the way it's supposed to be done. What you're saying with Trump is you're saying the rabbit got the gun and he's a psychopath. He's got a bug up his ass. But the rabbit got the gun because he got shot at. You dropped the gun. He picked it up. That's all this is. He made it to the gun first. He made it to the gun first. You like John Wick movies? John Wick made it to the gun first. That's all that is. That doesn't mean I'm happy. I'm not happy. Yay, get him shot. No. Cool the heel, son. Chill. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm doing is explaining to you what happened in the scenario. They went after this guy. I've been covering this. See, some people, man, it's kind of funny. Some people kind of jumped into politics. They saw a way to make money. They were gamers. They all said they want to talk politics. Now, man, we've been doing this shit since 2014 over here. What I'm telling you is, I never seen anybody harassed, gone after like they went after Trump. I can't even fathom this shit. This shit was like 1950s. And I wasn't here in the 1950s. But when I hear what they did, when they said the Red Scare, when they would go after people and say that they were communists, some of them are looking at what they did to Trump. They in heaven. Looking at what they did to Trump in 2016, 2017, well, 2020. Somewhere around there. And they're saying, damn, man, that brother got it bad. That brother had it bad. Because at least back then when you going through the Red Scare, if you had as much money as Trump did, they wouldn't even mess with you. His money didn't even put him off his ass. It just kept him out of jail. You understand what I'm saying? Because he could hire the right type of representation. If Trump hadn't had money to throw away, hadn't had enough money, he would have been in jail. Do you understand that? That's why he's so upset. People talk like it was a cakewalk. Dude was about to go to jail for the rest of his life over some bullshit, over things we don't even charge people for. Over charges we've never even put those charges on anybody else before Trump. And a lot of people went along with it. So I'm mad, I'm pissed. I don't want to see this happen. I don't want to see our First Amendment rights go away. Trump, you got an axe to grind. Go grind it on those people that try to give you the axe. Yeah, go after them. Go get them. Because I remember reporting on this stuff. I remember reporting Charles Barkley. Oh, come on, Trump. Trump is going to be terrible if Trump becomes president. He's going to go after everybody. It's not going to be nice. It's going to be bad, Ernie. He's going to go get him because he's a petty son of... He's going to go after everybody. It's going to be terrible, terrible, terrible. He's going to want revenge. I just hope if he wins that he don't go after everybody, Ernie. But you know where he is. And you were right. Because you know what they were doing to him. You know what they were doing to him the whole time. That's why they went after him. And then you know what's going on. You know it's payback. Once again, folks, the rabbit got the gun. And all we can do right now is duck. Because when he levels that sucker, Daffy Duck's bill's gonna spin like a 20-inch rim. And I don't feel sorry for the Democrats. I don't feel sorry for the liberals. I feel sorry for us because we're getting caught in the middle of this. I ain't had nothing to do with it. Joy read up here lying about Trump taking away funding from HBCUs. No, he's not. He didn't. Just a bunch of man, stop. Black people didn't do nothing to Trump. He going after some liberals. That's what he going after. He going after the liberals, Johnson. And he's going after the Democratic Party because he sees them as his enemy. Why? They tried to screw him. And they didn't buy him flowers. They didn't buy him dinner. They slipped something in his drink. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? They went and, they ran up in his house. They tossed his house. They went in his wife's underwear drawer. Dude, they went in his wife's underwear drawer. Do you know how upset Russian women get when cops go through their underwear drawer? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got people, they are so anti-Trump. They can't see the forest for the trees. They don't get it. They know damn well if someone went through Jill Biden's underwear drawer or some bogus shit about documents at the house, not that he sold them to the Russians, that he had them. Meanwhile, Biden got documents. I'm going to leave it there, fam. It's bad for it. Hey, look, guys, we're the ones that get to suffer for it. We're the ones that's going to go through hell for it. We're the ones losing our rights for it. We're the ones suffering because he's that pissed. And fam, all I can say is, hold on to your cookies. Hold on to your cookies. Strap in your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Black America. Keep your head down and your hands inside the seat. This is not your fight. Don't make it your fight. Don't make it your fight. Don't be online shitting on Charlie Kirk. Don't do it. And you know what, folks? For real, here goes some shit. In case I forget it, I want y'all to know. They ain't really worried about black people like that no more. We almost a non-factor. I just want to keep it real with you. They got bigger fish to fry. The white nationalists have bigger fish to fry. We'll get to that. For more content like this, stay on board. Go to jointimberlake.com. Join us as a free member. If you like it, pay. But try us out first. Kick the tires. Ain't nothing wrong with kicking tires. Just don't put no scratches on our car. All right, check this out, guys. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Yeah, man. You people funny, fam.
We have more breaking news tonight. 3 police officers killed, 2 remain in critical condition but stable after a shooting this afternoon. It happened in a rural part of York County, about 2 hours west of Philadelphia. Law enforcement sources say the officers were on their way to arrest the shooter when shots were fired. Officials say the suspect is dead after being killed by police. Our chief law enforcement and intelligence analyst, John Miller, joins us now. So what else have you learned about what happened? It's just awful.
Well, we've been gathering string on this since this terrible occurrence, with 3 officers dead, 2 others wounded. The question is what brought them to this farmhouse in the middle of this rural area. The dead man, who is has not been identified by authorities, but we're aware of his identity. These charges were filed today, and this involves stalking repeatedly, criminal acts to cause fear, loitering and prowling at night, criminal trespass, simple trespass.
So were they going to kind of...
They were going to arrest him on these charges. Now, we were also told from our affiliate that neighbors said that the family had moved out a couple of days ago. So it seems something has been building in the domestic situation around that house. Police were coming to arrest him today. But if you look at that scene, there's a long road that leads up to it and a long driveway that leads down to the house. In other words, if you're waiting, laying in wait for the police,
you could see the police coming
from a long way away.
Wow.
It appears from the idea that the officers showed up with the arrest team and the shooting started so fast, he may have been expecting them, and this may have been an ambush, but we're still waiting for more information.
Waiting on the cops.
Tonight, a tribute to the heroes who came under attack in York County. 3 officers were killed, 2 others injured while serving a warrant at a farm.
This is an absolutely tragic and devastating day for York County and for the entire Commonwealth.
The suspect dead, federal officials on the scene and aiding in the investigation. Wednesday night, and the big story in Action News is the latest in that deadly mass shooting against law enforcement officers in York County. This all happening in North Codorus Township, not far from the Maryland border and about 2 hours from Philadelphia. Action News' Walter Perez has been following the story and is live near the scene where the violence unfolded. Walter.
And Rick, you can see behind me still a very active crime scene even at this hour, but the whole thing unfolded at about 2 o'clock this afternoon in this beautiful rural section of York County, Pennsylvania, and we were able to meet up with a neighbor who witnessed the horrific scene. Action News was there as the police procession left the crime scene on its way to the York County Coroner's Office. Just a few hours earlier, we spoke with Dave Miller, who was walking nearby when he heard the hail of gunfire earlier this afternoon.
I turned around to come back here to get something else, and I heard the gunshots. And I did see one body hit the ground. I've never heard anything like it. It was all at once, but it did last quite a while.
In the end, Pennsylvania State Police Colonel Chris Paris says 5 law enforcement officers from York County were shot, 3 were killed.
2 that were transported here to Wellspan in York. They are currently listed in critical but stable condition.
The officers were serving a warrant at this farm in the town of North Codorus. We were told it was linked to some kind of domestic dispute, but no further details have been released. But we were told that the gunman was shot and killed by police. While the investigation is ongoing, investigators say there's no lingering threat to the public. A short time after speaking with the families of the officers killed and injured, Governor Shapiro had this to say.
This kind of violence isn't okay. We need to do better as a society. We need to help the people who think that picking up a gun, picking up a weapon is the answer.
Now, neither the names of the officers involved nor the name of the gunman have been released at this time. Also, Governor Shapiro has ordered U.S. and Commonwealth flags across the state flown at half-staff in honor of the officers killed. Reporting live from North Codorus Township, York County, Walter Perez, Channel 6 Action News. Rick?
All right, Walter, thank you for that report tonight. And as always, you can download.
I don't know, fam. I don't know if I like this at all, Johnson. Damn. I don't know if I like it. Yeah, I don't know if I like the response by Governor Shapiro there, man. This guy's talking about we need to do better. We need to help the people that feel like picking up a gun is the answer to the problems. What? What? We need to help them. Help them not shoot us in the ass. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Help the shooter not kill us. Yeah, man, if I was a police officer, I'd be mad as hell hearing that. We need to help the police. Well, no. We're not going to say help the police. We're not going to say help civilians get out the way. Help shooters. Because this guy did a cop by murder, cop, suicide. Basically. Suicide by cop. That's what this guy did. You know this guy wasn't thinking he was going to go home. He didn't think this was all going to blow over. And he spent out the rest of his days on his cabin or in his house on the field. You know that wasn't what he was thinking. No, man, we got a bunch of zoinked out weirdos in the sticks. These are the type of people my man Oz told me about when he's working and driving in rural areas of West Virginia, areas he don't want to go to. Shit like this with long-ass driveways where they see you coming and then they get flashbacks, Vietnam flashbacks. Flashbacks of people coming on their property. I covered a story a couple years ago about some guy. Shot a bunch of teenagers because they took a wrong turn looking for a party. Shot 2 girls, I think it was. They killed them in their car. It's like a car full of kids going to a party, got lost, no GPS working out that joint, and end up going down the wrong road. And you know, some of these streets, some are private roads, you can't really tell. You make a left, you end up on somebody's road, it's long as hell. You can't just turn around. It's one lane. He got there, thuka. Man, my condolences to the people that lost loved ones due to this guy that, I guess that's a picture of him with the crossbow. The crazy dude at the bottom. I think it's at some point, man, if you live out there long enough by yourself in like remote areas, you just become a nutcase. You know what I'm saying? You become antisocial. You hit your wife. You abuse your kids. You watch prawn all day, and you just, I don't know, you get mad, you get antisocial, psychotic, and then and you was willing to kill, You just shoot guns all day. And then one day, you get an opportunity for a real-life situation where you get to shoot your guns at people. And then you do. But I got to say this because if I didn't say it, I wouldn't be Tim Black. And I mean this with all earnesty and sincerity. Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk people, MAGA, what you gonna do about this white-on-white crime? This white-on-white crime is out of control. Oh, white-on-white crime. God, it's so bad, it's a scourge on our society. How will we deal with this? We need to have meetings. You know what? Y'all need to listen to me, white America. Let me tell you what you need to do with your families. It's a way you got to handle your senile crazy people. We need to have this conversation about how to deal in problem resolution, different ways to de-escalate. You think anybody in his family, do you think anybody in his family knew how volatile he was? You think no one else knew how crazy this guy was? You don't think anybody knows? I mean, he had to come into town for provisions. I bet a little bit of work, little bit of detective work, they would have known this guy is not to be trifled with. We need to come in there with a net. We need to send a drone in and a robot. I'm just, real talk, man. A little bit of recognizance. Come on, it doesn't look like a town like that that's that rural. They ain't got that much going on. They could have took an extra day and come up with a plan of how to approach this guy. Come on, man. Can't tell me this guy didn't have a reputation for being Looney Tunes. Because I don't think he just became Looney Tunes overnight. This guy probably had a long history of being off his rocker. And just waiting for an opportunity to try this new gun. Yeah. He full metal jacket cleaning his gun. Like Pyle. Yeah. I can clean the gun. You make it nice and clean, sir. It's clean it good. I load my bullet. I load my bullets and I clean my gun. You can't tell me, fam. You can't tell me, fam, with a little due diligence, there couldn't have been a better job done here. Couldn't have been a better way to carry out this exercise, this warrant, than just walking in, bloopy-doop. Hi, excuse me, sir. I was wondering, pow, pow, pow. Oh, God. You don't think it's any way better they could have handled this? I'm just saying, being real here, guys. He live out there in the sticks. He on meth, cheap bourbon, case of Pabst Blue Ribbon. They still sell that? I don't even know if they do. Whatever cheap $6. He lit. Mad at the world. His wife left him months ago. He's out there. He's just out there. But seriously, man, what are we going to do about this white on white crime? We got to do something to resolve it. It has become out of hand. It's an epidemic. What will we do, America? We got to do something, America. Let's band together and fix it. I'm going to start holding seminars. Online, I'm an online training course. So resolving white on white crime. Come on, man. I'm here to do my service, my duty. Like Myron Golden. All right. Y'all ready? Let's keep going, fam. I'm ready to keep going. I hope you are too. Where are we at?
On deck with Tim Black.
Y'all want to see how sick this liberal propaganda is? Take a look at this. This right here is the official cause of death of this woman right here, who was a congresswoman in Minnesota by the name of Melissa Hortman. Right there. R.I.P. Now, here is the official cause of death for our brother Charlie Kirk. Watch this. Just died, right? Not assassinated in broad daylight where we all saw. No. Let me do it one more again. One more again. Right here we have assassinated. Y'all see that? Right there. Assassinated. Yeah. And right there we have died. Now, if it wasn't thanks to one of my good people out there, I would not have come across this. Or at least it would have probably been a long time till I saw it. But since she sent me this in good timing, I'm going to let this be known. The leftist propaganda machine is the devil.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Chicken George. Chicken George, you understand that Ms. Hortman was an elected official in the state of Minnesota? Yeah. See, elected officials are people that were elected. You do know what elected means, right? See right here? Elected. That means voted in. Hell, in a capacity. That means as a people, state. Get it? Charlie Kirk was not an elected official. I don't think that what Charlie Kirk got shot. It could have just said shot dead. It should have just said shot. Maybe murked. Maybe murked would be the better. Murked. That's what black people refer to as shot dead. Murked. You wouldn't know that, but. So what I'm trying to tell you is, see, I think some of you conservatives with the flag shirt on, this flag shirt on, bunch of pandering assholes. Hey, bro. See, this is the reason why we shouldn't be nice to you guys. Because when we are nice to you and say, you know what, have your assassination name. Sure, if a man can call himself a girl if he wants to, If a man wants to be in love with My Little Pony, why not let you call what happened to Charlie Kirk an assassination? Go ahead. It's fine, man. No problem. We got people from Uganda who want to call themselves Black American. We got you want to call yourself Black American too. Whatever this, you know what I'm saying? Like, people call themselves whatever they want. But here's the deal, Johnson. Technically, a private citizen doesn't get assassinated. They get shot. That's what that's called. You are getting over, you're being privileged. Yeah, we let you call what happened to Charlie something different than what happened to Tupac or Biggie, but it's not different. And Kirk didn't sell no records. He didn't get any Grammys. He ran an organization that was funded by billionaires out of the Republican Party. That's what he did. With all the people that are saying all these weird things about Charlie, and I get it, man. I try not to speak ill of the dead. I try not to say it, but you are making me say it. If somebody gave me $100 million, I can run an organization too. Yeah, I could go sit in the front of a bunch of college kids, do a bunch of question farming and clip farming, have a bunch of people come up and ask questions. I have already queued up my answers because I've studied what I'm going to say. No matter what the answer is always lead and direct the answer to the question down one of 6 different hallways. And after a while of doing that, I get pretty good at doing that. Because I go to different campuses doing it all the time, and they just ask me one question. So if I do 20 of those, I'm really good at answering that shit. He did 100 or 200 or 500 or whatever amount. But dog, when a Republican financier gives you multiple millions of dollars to start an organization that was funded by these guys, and look, it is what it is. Stop acting like he invented something. He broke the mold. He built something from the ground up. This is not the Panthers. He did not build something from the ground up where there was nothing. He didn't do so with just local grassroots money. This is not a local grassroots campaign. This was a campaign funded by the Republican Party. Even the Koch brothers gave money in on it. The Bradley Foundation. We're talking deep pockets, sir. But see, I already know that you know this. You just are shucking jiving for the BS. I also think you know that what happened to JFK and MLK and RFK is different than what happened to Charlie. Charlie worked for a party. It's called MAGA. That's what he was doing. That's why they were funding him. So anyway, he should not. It's no person. Look, I will never clap for someone's to be offed, right? I mean, if it's a fight over a gun and someone's trying to kill you and you're trying to kill them or whatever, you know, there's circumstances. But I'm saying typically, I would never be on the side of anything violent. I'm not on the side of the shooter in this, whoever that shooter may turn out to be. But let's not fool ourselves. Elected officials get assassinated. Kirk, and if you want to say so do celebrities, I hear you talking. Problem was, a lot of people had no idea who Charlie Kirk was. A lot of people didn't know. If you weren't a politician, you wouldn't know. Okay, there's been like 100 rappers who have been killed, whose names I didn't know. I never listened to their music. I didn't say they got assassinated. I said they got shot. And some of them sold more records sold more records, made more money, were more successful than Charlie Kirk is with politics. It's just what it is. But I wouldn't call them assassinated. I would just call them murked. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, everybody's letting y'all have y'all moment, man. I'm all for letting the conservatives have their moment. But you don't sound conservative. You sound stupid. And you're getting a little too entitled. Too entitled. When you say, oh, they say this woman's she's white, Charlie's white. It's that race. It's that race. It is occupation. It is who was an elected official and who was that. I hear you assholes saying, Charlie could have been president. Yeah, okay. Considering George Bush was president, stop making it sound like it's that hard to do. Now when you got money, I mean, it's not impossible. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Just saying, man, damn. Why he make me do that to him? Why he make me say real stuff like that? Why he make me hurt his feelings? Why he do that? Wasn't that kind of basic, though? Okay. Next.
In the meantime, they just keep rerunning Celebrity Family Feud, and I think in some ways that's a useful symbol of what is going on here. President Trump wants dissent to be squashed. He wants his critics to be silenced. He doesn't want to see liberal late-night hosts on TV. He wants to see game shows. You know, he would rather have Family Feud reruns airing on broadcast television. And some of these local station owners are willing to give in because they have business before the federal government and they need Trump administration approvals. I think that's why this story has broken through so clearly. Yes, there have been other examples of media company capitulation, many other examples of Trump's retribution campaign, but this one's really resonating with Americans because the fact pattern is so clear.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
You know, I've been wondering, I've always wondered how Brian Stelter ended up getting his job back. Then I realized it's because he takes positions, he says things that are so irritating that most people don't want to do it, but he does it with a smile. He eats shit sandwiches, doesn't burp, and smiles while he does it, and then thanks you later. Yo, fam. You know, some people, not everybody was a Kimmel fan. You know what I'm saying? But I bet if somebody made jokes about you for 10 years almost, nonstop, you might want them to leave too. Now, you might not have the cojones to make sure that happened, but some people will. And that's the difference between Trump and you. You know what I'm saying? And maybe even myself. I don't know if I would do it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I talked about this, about how the media getting manipulated, the media being manipulated, the media being in the pocket of various presidents. That ain't nothing new, Johnson. It's just the media is typically in the pocket of the Democrats. And Trump has found a way to put the right people in place where he can take away those powers. See, you're used to getting your way. And what's happened is Trump already figured this out. When y'all were busy kicking his back in for 4 years when he was out of office and you tried to send him to jail and bankrupt him, you know what he was doing? He was like this. And then he'd meet with people. Yeah, what do I do to get him? He don't want to stick out. I want to get him. I gotta get him. I gotta get him. I gotta get him. He was plotting and planning for 4 years. And I've said this, man, and people need to know. Donald Trump took his 4 years off, spent his time going to court, wondering if he was going to be a free man or not. You put him in a position where he had to win. You also put him in a position that if he did, when he come back and he would exact revenge. Trump is Jeepers Creepers on steroids. You did that to him. Think of all the movies we've seen. Prom Queen, Christine, I don't know, Cujo 2, The Dog, They Ate Everybody. You know, people come back. Jason kept coming back. But what happened? Didn't something happen to Jason that made Jason become Jason? He wasn't just born Jason. It wasn't like Omen. Damon Omen, Omen, that's it. The Omen was born the Omen, but Trump wasn't. He was a Democrat. Then again, he was the Omen, wasn't he? You guys created a monster out of Trump, and now you mad because the monster is being a monster. That tiger didn't go crazy. That tiger went tiger. You weren't saying all that when he was giving Bill Clinton money. You know, when Trump was giving all this money to Bill Clinton, everybody was happy. Oh, I like Trump. Trump's cool. Me and Trump went down there. Me, he took a vodka. I had Hilly. We were down there. We were skinny dipping. Then we went on the Epstein plane. Oh, I had a good time. They made a picture of me. It was fun. It was fun. Hillary went to sleep, and I really had fun. That time I left her at home, oh, I had a ball. Chris Tucker was there. Oh, come on, man. Those are the days, man. Don't put my name in it, Tim Black. Don't do that to a brother, man. Yeah, Johnson. Wake up. But of course, like I said, we got a Brian Stelter to act like the world just started spinning yesterday. He's not going to look at anything historically and say, how did we really get here? What really happened? And all this is because of Jimmy Kimmel, a guy who was a loss leader. He was a loss leader. They weren't making money on his show. People ain't tuning in like that. Come on, Johnson. They need to just clean the decks of all that crap. Will America be able to go back to the days of talk shows? Maybe not. Or game shows or whatever type of wacky, zany fun. But you know what? We could deal with some, why not some fun shows like Mad TV? Remember Mad TV in Living Color? Why not that? Why not shows like that? Or, you know, ain't nothing for nothing. You know, you could give me a show. They could get Tim Black a show. You know, I'd have a show on there. I'd have guests. I'd have a co-host. We'd have fun. We'd get into it, man. It couldn't do any worse than Jimmy Kimmel's show. I can tell you this. We wouldn't lose $30 million a month. I'm sorry, $30 million a year. Like Stephen Colbert. Anyway, yeah. We covered this already. But it's just funny hearing Stelterhead remind us why he got fired the first time. Then they brought him back because they couldn't get anybody else to lick their boots clean. No one else wants to eat the yellow snow except Brian Stelter. And then say, thank you, can I have another? That's Brian Stelter. That's CNN. Let's keep going, Johnson. Where are we at? It's Friday night.
So I grew up with Charlie Kirk. I went to high school with him. I'm not someone who knew him too much as an adult or long afterwards, but I was...
Hey, now this guy, now I ran across this on TikTok. I'm not saying it, so I'm not making the accusations myself. This guy says he has a story about Charlie Kirk growing up. I don't know if it's true. It's still up. He hasn't been sued that I know of. And this is what he says Charlie was like in high school. I thought, wow, okay, let's check it out. Some people would like to know.
I was around him a lot in high school, roughly from 2009 to 2011. And he was my bully. So I did not have a great opinion of him, really. But I will say this. Something changed. He was always kind of a pain to be around in high school. At least from my perspective, it was really relentless. But he wanted to go to West Point really, really, really badly. And he got rejected. I'm pretty sure it was the only school he applied to, and he got rejected. And after that happened, he would go around Wheeling High School, and anyone that would talk to him, he would say that it was some imaginary black person that took his spot. And that just set him off. And I think that was the only way that he could rationalize in his mind that he was not good enough for West Point. Like, don't get me wrong, he would go around telling, like, Jews that they were going to hell. He would say to the Latino kids and to the black kids, like, to go back to their countries, and like completely unprompted, bonkers stuff. He was like 16 when he was saying this stuff, but it really went to 11. Like, after he got rejected, just something happened. And I think that was the only way he could rationalize it. Do with that what you will. But he just couldn't handle that he got rejected. He couldn't possibly imagine that it was just bizarre. And like, this week has not been fun, but that is a memory that is distinctly coming back. And to a lot of us that like went to Wheeling High School with them, it's just, it was weird, man.
Next on deck.
Yeah, you won't get a lot of conversation about this, fam. Yeah, you won't, like, we won't hear stories like this about Charlie Kirk because we're not allowed to. That Gestapo will not allow you to hear it. I see nothing. I know nothing. They won't allow us to have conversations like this about Charlie Kirk. People that knew him coming up, they've sanctified. Right? They made this guy the Saint Charlie. So I don't know. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I can know it's pretty damn risky to be making these types of claims without them being true. And the fact he's doing it, knowing people are getting doxxed, people are going through all this trouble. They're trying to make it a hate crime to say mean things about people, even if you know them to be honest or true or accurate. So it's like, I don't know. I bet if you went down the rabbit hole, or people that went to school with him, there'd be other people talking about the real Charlie that they knew. Oh, just a thought. It does seem a little like it rings a little bit of a bell because them comments he was making about those black, Michelle Obama, Joy Reid, Ketanji Brown Jackson, and Sheila Jackson Lee, two of which have advanced degrees. Well, he said they didn't have the brain processing power to do certain jobs, and they took jobs from qualified white men. People want to dress it up. Well, he didn't use those exact words. Man, that is close enough to what he said. You just don't care what he said because you don't care. You like Charlie, you don't care what he said, and you agree with him. You think black people are stupid. That's what he was saying, except for Candace. And I really don't think Charlie thought Brandon was all that smart. Yeah, I don't think, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I do not believe that he thinks that Brandon Tatum was all that smart. Brandon the tantrum. Just my opinion, man, just my opinion. Racist. Yeah, I've heard some things he said. They were not nice things, Johnson. And I keep on seeing these videos by the Weasel. Pop Goes the Weasel dude. I keep seeing him put these videos out of black people going, the real Charlie that I got to know, I've been digging him up for myself, and he was just saying the truth about black people. Was he saying the truth about white people? Just ask it. Did you go through and see if he said the truth about the whites? Just wondering, since black people need all this help from Charlie, why wasn't he saying the truth about whites, about white Americans? Was he? I don't know. I didn't watch all this stuff, but I keep seeing these clips because there are people who are cornballs who never really fit in with the black community, and I know that's the case. I bet if we start going down the rabbit hole on some of these people, Johnson, some of these people, like I said earlier, fam, you go down, you find out these people did not have a lot of friends coming up. They are conservatives, they black conservatives, and some of them just didn't rock with a lot of people for a lot of reasons. I'm not saying that's totally bad. You get to a certain age, if you're around people that are negative, maybe it's good to be on your own. But what I'm saying is, that's different. When you choose, you say, you know, my friends are out here doing things I don't want to do. That's not how I'm raised. I gotta separate myself. That's different than people that wanted to fit in but couldn't. It's different. And I think you know in your hearts that you know that's different. All I'm saying is we could do a little investigating on a few people. I got a feeling we find out they just didn't fit in all that well with a lot of people. Yeah, they just did. And that's part of what led them the direction they went. And they're looking for acceptance. But hey, have at it. Last thing is, we will never really know all these things, all the truth about Mr. Kirk. That doesn't mean it's justified. It's not justified at all. Whether he was a good guy or a bad guy in high school, doesn't validate anything that was done to him. All I'm trying to say is these people are trying to make this guy a saint. They want to make Charlie Kirk Avenue. You know what I'm saying? They want to, they're trying to make Charlie Kirk Avenue, fam. And all I'm saying is I just don't. You know what, though? I don't think I care. Like, Johnson, like most Black Americans, man, we got real things going on. Why would we be so absorbed and care, about protesting something like that? I don't even think Black people would have the energy to protest it. They're like, it's your country. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? What will be, I don't think, and you know what, folks? I don't think many working class people who are not even into it like that would give a damn. That they would complain or not. They would just be like, whatever. Realizing they really don't have any power over this situation and not feeling strongly enough that they want to waste time out of their life to go out and fight an issue that don't make sense, that doesn't change their lives. They're too busy trying to keep the car running, too busy to keep the lights on, want to keep the air on, get the space heaters, or whatever they got to do, get battened down for the winter. There's real stuff going on. But I just pointed out because hypocrisy is hypocrisy. And this show is part of what we do here. It's to call out the nonsense. So let me know what y'all think about this. Yo. Wow, 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 wow.
With Tim Black.
The one taking your voting card.
Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Is that what you think?
No.
Heated moments on Capitol Hill today as D.C. officials were grilled by the House Oversight Committee. This outburst you just heard is between two U.S. House of Representatives. Mayor Muriel Bowser, D.C. Council Chairman Phil Mendelson, and Attorney General Brian Schwab faced questions about crime in D.C. Thanks so much for joining us on the News at 4. I'm Annie Yu. The hearing comes on the heels of the Trump administration's federal surge in the district over crime. Rafael Sanchez Cruz is live on Capitol Hill. Rafael, there were some moments of heated exchange at times.
Yeah, Annie, and you just saw one of those there. They didn't even involve some of the D.C. officials that were here to testify. I actually want to get more into detail about that exchange that you saw there. It was between Democrat Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib and Republican Congressman Byron Donalds. Now, Tlaib was arguing that Republicans were simply painting a negative picture of D.C. and they weren't showing the beauty of the district and its residents. And this is how that situation escalated. Let's watch that again.
Paints Washington, D.C. in a way that you all haven't really truly seen. You're just reading it. No, you're just reading it or something off of some.
Will the gentlelady yield to a question?
Yeah, I think it's really important.
Will the gentlelady yield?
No, I don't yield. I don't even have time.
You're
going to look at 14, 15-year-olds as a bunch of criminals?
It's insane.
Oh,
Do I look like a member of the Third Reich to you, Ms. Tlaib?
Please.
Is that what I look like to you?
Yeah, and that situation continued for several seconds after that. Now, I do want to talk about the actual testimony. So all three of the D.C. officials touted how crime has gone down 53% compared to 2023 when we saw that rise in violent crime here in the district. Mayor Muriel Bowser admitted that the Trump administration's federal surge has resulted in a 39% drop in crime. Democrats have called the federal surge unnecessary and an abuse of power, but Republicans have insisted that the federal interference in D.C. is necessary, some saying that it's because D.C. officials are soft on crime. Listen to Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor's questioning today.
Mayor Bowser, do you prioritize criminals or the victims?
I prioritize law-abiding D.C. residents, visitors, and workers.
So that would be law-abiding citizens and victims. Do you support the police, Mayor Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Mendelson, do you prioritize criminals or victims of criminals?
I believe in swift and certain justice. And
No,
if
I asked you
somebody has committed
either
a
one. Victims of criminals of crime or the criminals themselves. Which one do you prioritize?
As I understand the question, victims.
Yeah, just about 15 minutes ago, Mayor Muriel Bowser responded to these hearings. She had some pretty strong words and called this hearing. Let's listen actually to what exactly she had to say. Let's listen.
I thought the hearing was disgraceful in its characterization of the district. We know that the district is 700,000 people, great neighborhoods, great businesses where people want to live, start businesses, send their kids to school, and visit. Did the district have a crime spike in 2023? Yes. Have we driven down crime in the 2 years since? Yes.
And look, I can tell you there were a lot of issues that were brought up today. Among those, the accusations and allegations that DC police might be manipulating crime data. We'll get more into that in the 5 o'clock hour. I'm live on Capitol Hill. I'm Rafael Sanchez Cruz. Annie, back to you.
All right, Chair recognizes Ms. Mace from South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning. The government of the District of Columbia, under the leadership sitting in front of us today, has become a poster child for DEI and gender madness. This has led to government. Mr. Chairman, this is not a concert. This audience can just settle down.
Stop the clock, and the gentlelady's right. Under the rules of the House, the chairman is responsible for maintaining order and preserving decorum in the committee room. I expect audience members to be respectful of the committee, so
I'd like to reclaim my time, too,
you reclaim
Mr. Chairman.
it. Absolutely.
This has led to government-sanctioned racial discrimination and the erasure of women. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 provides Congress plenary authority over the District of Columbia. Using this authority today, I'll be introducing the No DEI in D.C. Act. This bill will rip the DEI and gender bender nonsense out of the D.C. government root and branch and restore common sense and equal treatment under the law. As the individuals charged with writing D.C. laws, signing D.C. laws, and enforcing D.C.'s laws, we have some questions for you on the meanings of some of the curious terms we have found in the D.C. Code. My first question for Mayor Bowser, it's yes or no. The D.C. Code makes numerous references to, quote, structural or institutional racism. Do you believe the D.C. government is structurally or institutionally racist? Yes or no? Yes or no? Is D.C. government racist, institutionally racist? Yes or no? All right, you can't answer the question. So my next question for Mayor Bowser, since you're going to sit there and placate or just be quiet, in Section 7-1234.02 of D.C. Code, you use the phrase child welfare involved birthing people. Child welfare involved birthing people. Can you explain to me what this means?
I'm not that familiar with that part of the code.
Okay, and so you don't know. In Section 7-1234.02 of D.C. Code, you use the phrase justice involved incarcerated and homeless birthing people and their non-birthing partners. Can you explain to this committee what that means?
I would have to see
You
the
don't
whole
know.
section.
You're literally the mayor of D.C. and you don't know your own code of laws.
Well, I don't know
All right,
them
one thing we
verbatim.
noticed the D.C. Code struggles to define is the term woman. So Mayor Bowser, what is a woman?
I'm a woman. Are you a woman?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I'm a woman. You're looking at one.
Okay, good. You actually, in Section 3-703 of the D.C. Code, you use the phrase, the intersectionality of gender and race to create unique dynamics and effects. Can you explain what this means to the committee?
Where is that, ma'am?
Section 3-703 of the D.C. Code. Do you know what that means? No,
could
you
you give
don't
me
know
the
what that means. So
title of
Chapter 14D of the D.C. Code establishes
Mr.
the
Chairman,
commission.
I'm happy to answer questions.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to reclaim my time. This is not her time, it's my time. You can be quiet as I ask you questions, and then you can answer them. And then you can answer them. I'm not, Mr. Chairman, this is my time, not hers. I'd like to reclaim my time.
Let's make good use of the time, Ms.
Chair
Mays.
I'm making very good use of my
recognizes
time.
Ms.
And
Mays.
you're
Ms.
making
Mays
my
has the
point.
floor.
You're the mayor of D.C., and you don't even know your own code of laws. What is a birthing person?
I would assume it's someone who gives birth.
All right. Why don't you use, are these women? Are these moms? you think it's appropriate to call him birthing person? Can a man birth a person?
Well,
Be a
that's
birthing
what
person?
I would call it, but I don't write all the laws, and I'm not familiar with every
Can
section.
men get pregnant?
No.
Can men become women?
Can a man become a woman?
Yeah. Can a man become a woman?
Miss
Yes
Mace,
or no? Can a man become a woman? Yes or no?
Miss Mace, I'm not
Okay,
here to
my
talk
next
about
question,
that.
Chapter 14D of the DC Code establishes the Commission on Reparations and a reparations fund to provide eligible African Americans monetary reparations or other forms of redress. Is it the position of DC government benefits should be provided to individuals on the basis of race?
I believe that the legislation requires a study.
Okay, I'm asking you, is it the position of the DC government that government benefits should be provided on the basis of race?
If you're
is the
referring to
question.
that legislation, I believe it requires a study.
Okay, I'm asking you a question. Do you believe that government benefits should be given out on the basis of race? That is the question. This is the third time I'm asking.
We have any number of benefits programs, and eligibility is
Okay.
established.
You're not answering
per-
any of these
per program.
questions. I'll give it to you. You're slick. In Section 2-1383 of the DC Code, you use the phrase social value of the LGBTQ community business economy to the district. Can you explain what this means to the committee?
It means that LGBT businesses provide economic benefit to the district's economy.
Do you think all businesses provide economic benefit to the DC economy?
They should, or they would be out of business.
Yeah, of course. All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank you. Chair recognized.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Nancy Macy's a very disagreeable person. I wonder. You know, and up until that time, man, I got to admit, until seeing that, I never felt Democrats were right when they were saying birthing person or this other stuff. But just the fact the way Nancy Mace was making this an issue, when DC is supposed to be talking about crime, right? Isn't that why they were supposed to be doing this? It's like Nancy just took this as an opportunity to pull a Jasmine Crockett and talk about other stuff that had nothing to do with what's at hand, to make other points, to like go viral or something. And I don't think she went viral for this because I didn't really hear about this like that. You know, it wasn't everywhere. So I don't think that Nancy Mace scored a bucket on this one. But I think it's important to note, you know, I got a lot of people that were supportive of DC having a federal intervention, so to speak, a federal assistance or resources and people coming in, different agencies coming in by the Trump administration to assist. Remember, the National Guard can't do police work. That's not what they're there for. You see those guys with the tanks, the Humvees, whatever those are, the MRAPs, sitting there in front of what looks like Union Station? They're not doing police work. They're just standing there. Their presence allows for cops not having to patrol that area, which means they can go patrol other areas. But I want to make the point so people understand, for the people that are against the federal troops being there or against FBI, DEA, DHS, whatever, I want you to recognize there was a spike back in 2023. I want you to recognize that DC did not ask for federal help with that spike. I want you to realize there are real people in DC who would suffer behind that. I got friends of mine that moved to Virginia because they had to, because DC was just so bad they had to get away. Like within the last year. I understand if you don't live in DC, you're not going through that. You might not understand that those are real people. They're rent and relocated from where they're from due to crime and due to those activities. So it is a real thing, whether you want to believe it or not. I want to point that out. Also, some critics, man, they're like, Tim, no, man, this is what happened in 94 and 91 with the crime bills. I'm like, dude, there has been no new crime legislation, right? To get assistance. When Trump's administration sends in these cops, it's not a new law going on the books that will give black people more time or give poor people more time or, you know, that's not what's happening. What happened in 91 and 94, to me, is a once-in-a-lifetime, dirty, scumbag, horrific situation. Nothing else is like that. When I hear progressives and liberals make it sound that way, when they're trying to let Biden off the hook, it sounds hypocritical as hell, because the same people saying that's what Trump is doing, what Biden did, and we shouldn't go along with it, they're not admitting that they just tried to reelect Biden. And then they tried to reelect his VP, who said she would do exactly what Biden did. And Biden is the co-author of that bill. And you still made him VP and then president. And then wanted to elect his VP. So don't act like you're so opposed to standing on business when it comes to look out for black people, when it comes to the police, or when it comes to laws involving our criminal justice system, when you just turned a blind eye, when you had the fucking author of it sitting in your face. You were quiet then. What Trump is doing here, I'm not saying it's a one. In fact, it's going to take more than just putting some troops on the ground for 30 days or 60 days to change a situation where resources are lacking, schools are fucked up, the jobs aren't really local, all these things happening. It's going to take a lot more in order to improve that than an influx for 60, 90 days or whatever of heightened police focus. That ain't going to really do it. You're going to need more than that. But I'm not going to say it doesn't help. Because any day, the wrong body's filling up the morgue. Any day, your sister or your brother isn't carjacked. Because I have family that live in D.C., okay? So, you know, there are people with no skin in the game who have a lot of, I would say, opinions about other people who live in harm's way. They have a lot of opinions about people that are going through shit, dealing with bad situations in bad locations. It's a difficult situation when you got to live there. And when you're a commentator that grew up through the crack era, they know what it's like when police harass the hell out of you. We know what that's like too. But then also know what it's like when you got young people that don't feel like they have anything to live for and don't feel like you do either. And that's something that we need to deal with that. So there are people running the streets who don't care about your life, who don't put any value on your life or my life. You need to recognize that part too. And I think sometimes, you know, it sounds good when certain podcasters get on their high horse. Meanwhile, they got the blicky. They got the blicky ready for some shit to kick off. But they won't say it. They act like they know what the fuck I'm talking about. They act like what I'm saying is crazy talk. It's white nationalist. It's Trump repeating Trump talking points. Meanwhile, they strapped. Meanwhile, they'll cap somebody quick, supposedly. So yeah, a lot of it's like Corey Holcomb said about comedians. A lot of the comedians, they're really funny. That's a funny comedian. I love him. He's funny. Yeah, in real life, that dude comes from the hood, and he can throw these joints, and he got the blicky, and he ain't no punk. And them some wild dudes. They from the streets. But they funny, they got a good sense of humor, and they could be a different persona when they up on that stage. And we got people that go, yeah, okay, yeah. They funny. And then when you don't get their money right, they beat your ass up, Mr. Club owner. And that's sort of how I feel about some people in media. Y'all corny. And we got people that watch it that don't realize they're looking at a simulation. This ain't real life. And we got real people living in real life, and nothing is as cut and dry as it seems. So back to Nancy Mace. Nancy Mason, back to Mayor Bowser. Last point I'll make, guys, I want to keep it a buck for you. Back in 2020, there was a lawsuit against the DC government, because a man by the name of Michael Portman, he had a lawsuit that DC was forcing him and others to misclassify crimes. Biden was in office then. by the way. I'm not making this up. Look it up for yourselves. Look, 2020 DC lawsuit, misclassification of crimes in the DC MPD, Metro Police Department. Okay? So when people were saying, hey, the crime is up, crime is down, this is that, DC has a history of cooking books, just like all of them do. Just like all of them. Anytime you got numbers, people lie. Never trust job numbers, never trust unemployment numbers, never trust crime numbers. Never trust crime numbers. All right. Manipulating data. All right, manipulating data. May 2025. Manipulating data. It happens. There is no magic bullet to get rid of crime in any area. We know it's a recipe of multiple things. It's going to take deterrence, which is all police are, as a deterrent, because all they do is show up after crimes are done for the most part. But the visibility of police may prevent some crimes from occurring because nobody want to do crime in front of cops. At least only the most brazen knuckleheads try to do crime in front of cops. Come on, man, keep it real. That's why most break-ins are at night, because people don't want to be seen, goofy. So to say cops don't prevent any crime, they do prevent some crimes. But we know it's going to require more than that. But let's not fool ourselves into thinking we could just after-school program our way out of this shit. It's going to take comprehensive adjustments, because crimes in areas don't get there overnight. Most people that live a street life, their parents live street lives. Their cousins live street lives. These people living in basic war zones, fam. Some people live in similar war zones where they got PTSD. They done lost so many friends and family to the streets. Going to jail is almost like a rite of passage. So how do you deal with that? What do you suggest we do about that? And no one really has a good, solid explanation for it. And that's okay. I think it's going to require more than one explanation. It's going to require more than one solution. It's not going to work with just symbols. And I believe Trump's idea is symbolism. And I believe so is saying we just need programs. I believe that's symbolism too, because it sounds good. But not everybody that does crime is living out of a box in an alley, okay? Not everyone's ribs are touching who are out here trying to steal a meal, okay? Not everybody. All right, guys, that's all I got, man. I'm glad y'all joined me on a Friday night. I know you had other things you could do. You didn't have to tune into the Tim Black Show, but, man, I appreciate y'all. Please share this show with somebody. We try to do something. What we try to do here is something different. I want to shout out my moderators once again for their patience. Black Mamba, Ebony, and Buck Bewley. Thanks for trying to keep this thing civil that we got going on. I know I don't make it easy. I got people that get mad. I got trolls. Don't worry, some of them get through and they send me bad messages too. I get them too. But thank you for putting up with it. Let's go to the comment section, y'all. Try and show some of these. Please, black people, only look and say safe. Stay safe. Katrina Prater says statehood for the district. I agree. Statehood is where it's at. I've been supportive of that. Black Rose says deportation will help lower crime. I'm sure it's going to take a lot of things. Not trying to be like them, but real treat people like you want to be treated. Yeah, it's true. Treat people like you want to be treated, says Tobias Judah. Black says, trying to figure out what exactly you know about me. I don't know. Something's going on. I'm in the middle of conversations. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Black Mamba in the building. Buck in the building. Oh, and you know what, Ebony? I feel you, fam. Ebony said some real stuff. I actually feel safer in D.C. than several parts of Montgomery County. You know what, Ebony? I didn't know you was I didn't know you was local. You know something, Ebony? I'm not in Montgomery County like that, right? Last time I was in Montgomery County. Damn, who I know in Montgomery County, fam? Montgomery County is such a pain in the ass. I worked in Montgomery County for a while when I was selling cars in the 90s. That's the last time. I had to drive through Montgomery County. I've been to Montgomery County, but I don't be in Montgomery County like that. You know what I'm saying? I do know Montgomery County and various parts of Northern Virginia has a heavy crime problem. And we talking Trendy Rockwell. We talking MS-13 problem, okay? And yeah, we got people that don't know anything about these things having a lot to say. And you know what, Ebony? I feel you. I feel you about that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to diminish your experience at all. You know what I'm saying? You know, where I'm at, it is what it is. Good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, good neighborhood, bad neighborhood. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We speaking truth. And I know people from the area know we are speaking truth. Alonzo says, great show, Tim, man. Thank you. Alonzo Johnson in the building. Anna Jackson said, if my glasses are bigger than yours, you can't question me. Man, she is something else, man. But see, this is what happened. This is what they do, man. People think Jasmine Crocker is the only person that show their ass in these meetings. So does Marjorie Taylor Greene, and so does Nancy Mace. And it's an opportunity. You get a stage, and it's an opportunity for you to rise, to make your presence known, to hit the world stage, to up your speaking engagements, to increase your visibility, which will lead to all types of great things. I forget who said it, but they said politics is Hollywood for ugly people. They would have been actors and actresses. They would have been actors, but they weren't attractive enough, so they became politicians. It probably was George Carlin, because George Carlin was always on the political humor. Nimrod said he campaigned for Bowser. Hey, man, I feel you. I'm in Maryland, so I can't knock you. You know what? I did not campaign for Ben Jealous, but I interviewed him, and I supported his campaign. So I did support Ben Jealous in Maryland. That's when I was more involved in like local. I was trying to be involved in local politics. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. I'm so damn busy doing this show and what I got to do to keep this thing going in the right direction so it makes sense for me and my family. I'm working almost constantly. And I don't know. I'm saying the things I don't have time to do because my eyes are bigger than my stomach and I just don't have the time to do it. So, but yeah, I know what you're saying, fam. Good luck to you. Alan. Alex. Hey, Vasquez, you ever been mistaken for a man? No, have you? Hey, man, that was cold, man. Yo, Mrs. Bowser took her, hit her with the goodness, didn't she? Bowser got one off, didn't she? That is funny. But man, yeah, I didn't see her purpose for asking her about the, do you know what a woman is? Bowser flipped that one over, didn't she? Said, yeah, I'm a woman. Are you? That is hilarious. Yeah, I don't think Bowser's somebody to mess with, man. She nimble on her feet, and she don't get upset quickly. I don't know what happened with Sheeta Tlaib and Byron Donalds, but they was yelling like hell, weren't they? But Sheeta looked like she need to go get a massage. She let Byron Donalds get under her skin that bad. All right, fam. I'm looking. I don't see. Did I get any super chats tonight? If I did, I did. Here goes one. I be not thanking people, man. Thank you, Tobias Judah. Thank you, fam. I appreciate you. Anybody else's I miss, I'm sorry, guys. It's just I don't see everything, and I'm trying to scroll to find it. But I just want you to know it's definitely not intentional when I miss. It's unintentional when I miss your super chat. Y'all good? Wolfpack in the building. All right. Y'all have a great weekend. Everybody be safe. I'll see you back here Sunday. At ease, ladies and gentlemen, at ease. And remember, don't let anybody take your cornbread. Become a member of the Timberlake Wolfpack by typing in, jointimberlake.com, $5 a month. That's all we asking. $5 a month, buy me one beer a month. That's it. I won't be too drunk to do the show, I promise. All right, family, I got nothing but love for you. And as always, because I got to have a reason to do this crazy stuff I'm doing. As always, family, to my people, to my friends, to the people that know what we do here, Johnson, where are my ladies? Oh, there they go.